Hi everybody, it's Franny and we're back with the 308 project. Take a look at this. The front right wheel is all back together. So where we left you in the last episode was I think it was just the spindle sticking out here. So we didn't have any of this bit on. So let's go back to the workbench and I'll show you what I did to get all of this prepped, and then we'll come back on the car and show you how I put it on the car. Our next step is going to be to replace the bearings in our hub. I have a brand new set of inner and outer bearings here. So we're going to have to bang out the old races and push in the new races. I see a little bit of a mark, mostly on this inner race all the way around, and that's what's got me a little worried about the original bearings and why we're swapping them out. So it's not a big deal. I could separate the hub from the disc here, but I think the disc is actually going to help us when we have to pound the races in, so I'm not going to take them apart. Well, first step is going to be to take our races from both of the new bearings and put them in the freezer. I found that if you get them good and cold, they're a lot easier to get in. Let me go ahead and put these in a baggie and we'll put them in the freezer. I'm going to start by knocking out the outer race. You can see that lip all the way around there, that silver ring. That's the lip of the race, and I think we can get something on that and get that pushed out. There we go. For this inner race, well, there's a little clip here that we need to get off first. This guy. Let's see what we can do about getting this guy out without hurting it, breaking it. There we go. Oh, it came right out. All right, same as the other one. We just need to bang it out from this side. And this race definitely has some scoring in it. Kind of see a line right there. I can even feel it, almost feel it with the screwdriver here. So there's a line here, here, and here, and here. So there's 4 bands in here. So it's definitely got some wear to it. While we're waiting, I'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. We'll put a light film of grease here. So when we pop the new race in, it should be a lot easier to slide in. While we're waiting for our races to cool down, let's go ahead and pack our bearings. We need to get them really, really full of grease. So the way I do that is just by hand. I just grab a big dollop of grease, put it in my palm like that. All right, and then just bang it into the bearing. It's surprising just how much grease these bearings will actually eat. I've put quite a bit of grease in my hands, and look at that. Almost all of it is in the bearing, and I think we still have a little bit to go. Well, that was quite a bit, but that's about all it will take, so I think it's completely packed with grease. Looks great. I'm going to put it away for now inside our bag here to keep it nice and clean. And we'll do our little baby one here. This is the outer race. Okay, well, we can now put this guy away in our other bearing. These are the old races, the ones that we're replacing, and I don't really have any use for these things at all. It'd just be something afraid I'd have to toss just because they're worn out. But we can actually use them as a tool to put in the new races. So check this out. So what we do is we use the bench grinder, and all we're going to do is we're going to grind this down just enough so that it will fall right back in with no interference at all. And then we can use it to drive in the new races. There it goes. Okay, we're all set with our 2 new drifts. Our bearing race has been sitting in the freezer and it's good and cold. Well, that feels solid. See how these things work great? They're awesome. It's just such an easy tool to make, and you got it on hand and you're just gonna throw it away anyway. So these things are awesome. Reinstall our little band clip here. There it goes. All right, that's in. Turn it over. Boy, that's nice and cold. Holy cow. Yeah, sounds like it's in. All the way around. We're looking really good here. Got our hub all set. We've got our new races installed. Our new bearings are all greased up and ready to go. I've painted the caliper. Now, from what I understand, these originally were clear CAD plated, and you kind of have to take them apart, send them off somewhere, and get them completely plated, and they would look great, but that's just going to be a little more work than I really wanted to do, so I painted them as like a aluminum spray paint, and did really well, and put a couple of coats of clear over it. I think they're going to do just fine. I do have a brand new axle nut, and I also have new caliper bolts and some lock washers as well. I'm not sure if you can reuse the original caliper bolts or not, but a lot of cars, they stretch and they're one-time use only. I know that's the case for Porsche. Probably can still use them. I don't know. At any rate, I wanted to replace them anyways. There was a little bit of rust that I was seeing underneath the head on the originals when I pulled them off, and I just wasn't feeling 100% about them, so I just ordered a new set. So we got that. Our brake pads are the original brake pads that we took off, and they've got tons and tons of meat on them, and they look absolutely fine. They look pretty much brand new. So there's no point in replacing these guys. And finally, I have a new grease seal. So once we get the bearing inserted in there and all greased up, I'll go ahead and bang in a new seal as well. Always a good idea to replace the seal. Kind of had to take it off anyways, and once you take them off, they kind of get jacked up. So brand new seal. With all of this sorted, let's get back to the car and get this installed. I was preparing things to get our wheel hub back on, and one of the things I want to replace are the brake soft lines. That's these guys here, and I ordered a full set of these things. They're kind of expensive, but I think it's really, really important to replace these. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if the ones that are on the car are actually original from 1985. Yikes. But the problem is, so look at the end there, and look at this end. That's kind of going to be a problem because there's a clip that goes in here on this slot. So the new one here just isn't going to work. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. I was hoping to do that first because I've got really good access here and get it behind here and get this thing all hooked up and ready to rock and roll, but I should have learned my lesson. I really need to go through every one of the parts. When you order a full bag of parts and you get several different things, really need to go through each one of them very carefully and make sure that you've got all the right parts. Because here I am again, we're gonna have to send those brake lines back and get the proper ones, and that's probably going to take what, 2-3 weeks at least, something like that. It takes forever to get this stuff sorted. So but we can continue on though. It's not the end of the world. We can continue on. First thing I'm going to reattach is our backing plate here. It just goes behind and then over like this. And you know, thinking about this, I suppose we want to get this lined up, huh? I can use our new caliper bolt here to line this up. Be able to line this up, maybe even screw it in a little bit from the back. There we go. Just to get this straight. Lined up. Not too tight. There we go. Next, let's prep the hub here and get it ready to go on the axle. We did our bearings, and so they're all ready to go here, but we need to add a bunch of grease to the hub itself, put our bearing in, and then put our grease seal in over the top. I'm going to add grease here to the run, and we're going to pack a little bit in this cavity as well. Now, I've heard it both ways. Do you pack this thing full of grease, or do you just allow enough grease in there for the bearings when they get warm? They'll have a little extra grease reservoir in there. It's a great question. I think some of the downsides of packing it completely with grease is that the bearing can kind of get a little bit hot and it's difficult for it to dissipate any heat. But if you don't have enough grease in there, what happens is when these bearings start running and they get a little bit warm, that grease gets a little thin and starts to flow. It's nice to have a reservoir, a little bit of extra grease in there that it can pick up on. So I don't know, I'm going to kind of split the difference, I think, a bit. I'm going to pack it a bit, but not crazy pack it. All right, we put our bearing in. Okay, and I'm going to put a bit more on top of that. There we go, something like that. All right, we can put our seal on the top here. It should be pretty easy to get in. Press it in a bit. Put this on. Push all the way back. Feels like it's seated. Slide our bearing on. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty good. Put some more grease on there. Fill this cavity up. Next is our big, huge washer here with a little pin on it. Slide that guy on. Yep, figured a bit of grease would come out. That's okay. And next is our axle nut. This is a brand new axle nut because you kind of have to peen it on when you're done. So I went ahead and got a brand new one. I got caught by this again. So on the right side of the car, these are left-handed threads, not right-handed threads. So I have one nut that's a right-handed thread and one that's a left-handed thread, and I had them backwards. All right, well anyway, there we go. Well, that feels really smooth. Just want to work that in a bit. And the nuts on these are 27 millimeter. Let's roll this in a bit. The way I like to set these is to crank them down a bit, actually. Don't go crazy, of course, but just crank them down till they feel pretty tight. And you should feel this hub get a bit stiffer. Then I loosen it back up a little bit and tighten it back down again. And spin this around some more. So after going through this a couple of times, spinning it around, loosening it up, tightening it back up and spinning it, we can work on setting the actual pressure we need. So the way it works is you crank this thing down until you can't move this washer behind it anymore. So it's pretty solid right now because I've got it cranked down a little too tight. So we want to loosen it up a little bit, and just until we can, with the screwdriver, move that washer around a little bit, and that's about the perfect tension on the bearings. All right, so here we go. There, see how we can move the washer a bit? That's just about right. Let's see if we can tighten it up just a little bit more. See what we've got now. Yep. So we can still move it, that's good. A little bit tighter, just a smidgen. There, we can still move our washer. And that's about right. There we go. How does that feel? There shouldn't be any play whatsoever in it, and there isn't. When you're happy with the tension on your bearings, there's a little notch in the axle shaft here, and we're going to peen the outside edge of this nut into that slot. And I have that peened down pretty well there, I think. And then last, we're just going to put our hub cover back on. Now I'm going to pack this with a bit of grease so that once again we've got a little more of a reservoir of grease. So that's about what I put in, not a huge amount, because remember our nut and axle is going to displace a little volume in there as well. All right, well that's the end of the greasy mess. So at this point, I'm going to clean things up a bit. This grease is super stringy, it seems to go everywhere. It's obviously on our rotor as well, so we have to be really careful and get that squeaky clean as well. Next, let's install our caliper. We've got a little S-shaped hose here that goes in the end here. I've got this plugged at this point. Probably just going to leave this plugged and probably do all of this when I get the new brake lines, because honestly I just don't want to have to do it a couple of times. There are also two sets of very, very thin shims that go behind the calipers to sort of, I guess, to kind of index it, but you don't want to forget to put these guys on. And so they don't corrode, I'm going to put just the teeniest little kiss of this copper anti-sleaze here. And that never sleaze is helping our washers stay where they need to be. The manual is calling for 8 kilogram force meters, but it works out to be about 57 or so foot-pounds. Okay, that's that. Great. These are the pads I took off, and take a look at them. They look great. Look how thick they are. So there's really no reason to replace the pads. They look perfect. Now these pads have a little bearing surface here, and of course we want to lubricate the back of this just a tad. So we'll use our copper anti-seize for that. So I'm just putting just a kiss around this circle here, and then along the edges as well. Just a little bit here on that side and also on this side. I'm going to smooth it around a little bit. What you don't want is a bunch of this, just too much of this stuff, so it could get actually on the pad. That would be very bad. Slide this guy in. Okay. And then these pins go in this way. And we can lubricate these as well. Just going to put a little bit of lubricant on these things just so that they go in easily. Yep. There we go. All right, well, our right front suspension looks awesome and our hub's in. We've got our brakes on. It's all looking pretty sweet up here. We've got a couple of things to do still. We've got, of course, this soft brake line. I've got to get that ordered, so I got to get that installed. And also our steering arm here needs to be attached. But I don't want to do that until I'm absolutely super certain that everything is perfect here, because these things can be a real bear to get off once you clamp them down and torque them on. I'm going to cut the video off here. Next time we're going to be getting to the rear right wheel, which needs to be completely assembled, and it's totally different than this, so that's going to be really interesting. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below and I'll get right to them. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, of course, do that. If you made it this far through, we've got so much more to do on this car. You're not going to want to miss any of it. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and as always, a very special thank you to our Patreon supporters. Until next time, safe travels. Bye.